singer.
POV bartender.
And apparently all these writers have pens. What are the writers doing?
I know. Doing an OTS right here. Yes, I love it.
Are you just moving this?
I'm taking over.
Oh, God.
This is a camcorder.
Really? I couldn't tell.
I love a camcorder. It's very voyeuristic.
You start the book? Yeah. You think so?
Oh yeah, the zine. We'd love to hear about the zine, but did you start reading the book? Okay. Well, you talked
Hey, are you taking video?
What about the zine?
I'm taking this.
Tell me you're taking video or not.
I am taking video with this.
Stage steps, and bikes send out righteous screams of fucked up feedback when too many motherfuckers didn't have the decency to fucking show up. When the audience is too fucking big and too fucking full of too many dubious strangers. When the poetry just sucks. On those days, the fucking fucks fucking break all over the floor and splash in the cocktails like fucking maraschino cherry bombs. Fuck! On those days, when no fucks are given, or spoken, or shouted, or blurted, we worry. Might the absence of fucks mean the absence of love? Or the presence of nihilism? Oh my god, how inexcusably boring. Are we boring now? Are we just a bunch of boring poets now? Are we just a bunch of boring poets who can't work up the heat to say fuck? On those days, we bend down real close and ask ever so gently, "You okay, man? You doing all right? You good?" I like the in-between days when the fucks fly like fireworks. Hot words, high words, light up the sky words that prickle our skin, dark places with brilliance and awe. Those are the days when we know to the bone that words are our home. By our dear Erica Costa.
Congratulations, Eric. Yeah, this one's called Boundless Marigolds. It's from August 2023, actually.
Oh, wow.
And it's for Erica Costa, actually. And it features Higgins Beach in Scarborough, Maine. The novel Solenoid, if you haven't started reading it or read it, please do. El Paso. The London Sinfonietta Workworks collection. Reflections on Alter Alter. Chicago O'Hare. The Loons at Toad Pond at Baxter State Park outside Millinocket, Maine. And the Slugs, too, on the morning of the Boulder Ridge of Katahdin. And traffic trauma, always traffic trauma. So part one. Also, I've been like packing all day, and I feel packed all day. Here we go. Nope. Legs are wandering.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that really hurt my leg. All right, here we go.
I forgot it moves.
Thanks, This is the cost of our friendship.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
1. Boundless marigolds, stay boundless, they stay bounded. A coastal containment, a coastal crop along the quiet street, crop of frame, crop of fruit planters and paintings, and crop of bees, the bee-shaped moon, the sliver of the bees, the sliver of all the slivers, the moon of all the moon. As we wait, remembering the vat of today is thickening as we wait, and those who've snoozed have dredged into blue speak. The butterfly harmonize, skies of containment, skies of more. No, but you can hear the priest, yes, blood, priest, brood, priest, low desert, priest, feet on fire, feet of flame, and melted avenue, priest, the priest and the tiger burning right into the night.
The music of Ensemble Unnamable for just another minute while everyone gets what they need. If you don't have a stick, get a stick. Harry, that's it.
Get a stick. Nope. Everything looks so much cooler in a camcorder. I don't know what you guys are doing.
It's fucking dope, right?
So
looks cinematic.
Yeah, you would have some real cinematic as shit stuff right here.
Okay, is everything distributed?
Nobody knows.
Let's give this a try. Let's just do a little, we'll do a little test. And then Eric, I'm gonna turn over this orchestra to you for you to direct. Excellent. Okay, Eric, I give it to you as an orchestra to conduct at your will.
We'll go for as long as everyone will figure it out. How did we start? Do we just say start?
Yeah.
Oh, aha!
Dancing under the stripes have gone red. All those
sounded like being read out.
No, never enough. Might get a third one started at. Never mind. We'll do advertisements later. We don't gotta advertisements. Everyone here gets my cryptic emails apparently. Oh yeah, thank you Amy for hosting. And how about Greg? That was weird. Yo, and Ensemble Unnamable is lit. 5, huh? 5. Sometimes I get cool when I say cool words. I love that whenever someone comes to a reading or has to do something that has to do with my poems, they get weird. Even Gene Huging, everybody who wrote like a lyric for the book got weird. It was fucking my favorite thing, like writes. Experimental poetry by Gene Huging all day. Alright, so I think I'll actually read, and then maybe if I get bored, I can be louder than that for sure. Anyways, oh yeah, so you saw me yell at a train just a few weeks ago. Yeah, there was a train passing by as we did the lit crawl, and I shouted at it poems in verse that it heard not because it's made of steel. Anyways, I can read some poems. I think I should sit down, but anyways, we'll do that. I'm gonna get tired of the mic because I need a pace. So.
Of once rasp out days past. From the lessened animal is the uneven calculation of being eaten by yourself. My corpse in the passenger seat, mouth open snow globe, tooth crags, south to north. Chain smoke sequence from neck crease, and jigsaw knotted left eye, cordons pattern, exhaust of the now breathing highway, well waterfall, all that beautiful cold gurgling, stampede of mirage. Meat grinder, emergent star, our lumps of burger on the wax paper, each one with noses open, clay-faced blob pantheon emitting ever-noise chunks of the gloves of their mouths. Implosion, beyond dig. Stratum aft saber to the hilt splinter where the stars go to scream, crumbling signs of altered disintegration. Lesser flight reaching finds its reflection, pushing back dissonance. You are in the corner beyond loving. Near a day over expired, cold and wet, the wind quaking, oh you to you, my you, what is there but this seat? My love here breathes in the fossil animals, negated, savage land, mandatory enjoyment, the art gallery mill, all alone in a pack of atoms, the last smoke in the box, order wine breath. I can taste their fumes in throat and chest, tense pods of faceted muscle. There are whalers on their little boats, the spotlights in their fists. How the born watches the electric show, well-worn arm, hour by hour, spectacle of them, not in the rut corner. Sound, and you were there with me the whole time, observing sweating hands courses. Masticated meat on the clear plate, ego-eating self-pressure. The room open, healing mirages, caught in the net, a tremendous school of other people being. Swaths of paint on these blotted anvils. Neglected for the studded vinyl bar, rivets of brass, the bartender, and again the bartender in 40-hour hands. The rest jut, stoop over cochlear hills of just like that. Like that. Don't worry about it. Oh, if I sit down, I'll enjoy myself more. It is very nice to have you all there. It's so fun writing the book, and then, like, I write all the time, right? So it feels very much like a stamp of time, like, which I might have already said, but like, it's the last 2 years, right? A stamp of time of where my brain was at, and then honestly, like, getting sober and writing is so fucking crazy. Like, the whole book, when I was rereading it again, because of course I forgot everything I wrote, like, rereading it again, there's so many versions of a self finding a self, or a self emerging out of a self, or some form of body coming out. And I remember just reading the book, when I had done my thesis, I was so proud of the thesis that I had found a way to take all the I out of it, right? And I wrote that thesis like fucking blacked out. So just to give you kind of an idea of where my brain was at, I was most proud of taking the I out. And then in these poems, I had to learn, once again, how to leave the I in and become that I and the self. And you get these kind of cool poems. And I didn't really plan this speech, but it actually worked really well, because you get these interesting poems here that start to be like about my dad, and about my mom, and about things that I never fucking would have touched while I was like digging deeper with booze, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, this is turning into a weird, like, don't drink speech. Drink a lot and give camp money. It's fine, don't worry about me. Just get fucked up, maybe don't oversleep. Anyways, it's okay. It's okay? That was for me. It's okay. And that's how the poems are made. My Polaris. Ordovicious, milk spilled, ripped small town slow, cardboard cutout conjoined family meal, missing male head, gall cross kitchen lengthwise, borean hemisphere, dinner table horizon scale, monolithic fridge, crabs, orbital freezer, cavern uncurl into tundra persistent, super splendid light bulb midst verglass century, wolverine mirage, dryas, nestle, caribou, carcass, blurry, blear, ensconce, granite ridge, gargantua, terminus, Paul, ice. Within the dead-end glacier, father frozen mid-use. Scratched out word in the sheer dawn blue, the end just as far as he got underneath this strata movement, tectonic organ evolved, map marginal discretion, siasm song waves. Today dad says magician, machine, splinted cells shaking, mouth full of ends, buzz ton. How long lost a decipheral expedition, layered in frost turning over skin to hoof, celadon, brittle sky shivered search party flare. Don't ever eat a piece of brownie before you read just dumb abstract poetry. Bonus, if you buy this one, you could swap it for DNA. That's the appropriate response. That's like, nah, gross, keep that fucking one. Please, send me the digital copy. You can have that. There's a digital copy if you want. No one knows. Don't tell Barracuda I'm disseminating digital copies. Also, if y'all are into it, the broadsides are for sale, or if you wait around long enough, I'm gonna throw them away anyways. And all the videos are like all the things I've done in the last year, which a few of you have heard that 3 times tonight, so sorry. But sometimes you repeat yourselves. No, sometimes I repeat myself. Sometimes you repeat yourselves. Anyways, dry chasm, mouth anxiety. Why would my book release be any different, right? Why would it be any more put together than chasm, mouth anxiety. The breakdown of wheat stairs. Don't love her body and enslave it to nourishment, kneel, dynamic germ principle, spread and bent finger angle, incoming absence of the top of the stair. Apparently I can't do it straight, I'm sorry. I didn't have to. She was due on the outbound, the hard Indian columns are outlying, that zigzag space led, it's hard to come back. Shoved to the bottom of the perceived, against itself one air, all that shape empty. Helter-skelter in between to the down of her plunged eye from the stairs looking up at her goodbye back. Hospital renowned sky, it brings so much, pulls it apart and bears. At the spare of her stars, I eat the toe hog, stretch in as life thought it was, continue this omni-metabolic press. The cusp of the stairs filled its brim, deluge of compression, electronic effort, pace and waves. The mom at the top of the stairs is hay. Lighting the street, Brahma roar, Big Springs, Abilene, sundown, wide open, big country, hold flower. Chopped tuber, flesh slick, pinch belly fat. A hand holds at my mother's hips of sunny afternoons, bleeding forehead, her body is bags. Orbs and orbs breed and birth by orb, all of her revolves mold at the top of the stairs, grease creep to paw at the crease, the square floor in her leave against me, pan sizzle. Meat of her inside me, folding in garlic, she says, I sat at the table thinking about the next 12 years and how I would be right. Laughter snaps her tense room, plastic bag side split, tortillas spew inside bell pepper yellow, the spill crackle jolts. I read that one probably one of the first outings after the pandemic was the seance, which changed my life. Too much emotion. Attend to hooks where he lay. Eventually, we'll do one more. Crickets, this is life or death. A torn callus, the rusted, bent out road sign barely reads, welcome to the fine print. A man and a woman, and between them is an expired eventually on the table. Way past gasping and now just still and atmospheric, exerting a gravitational pull. The shadows against the glass ashtray in a 45 angle, faux wood floor in a studio with a view. Somewhere a train claws like hands outdoors in distance. A dam nearby inflamed, off and on rain, the phone isn't connected, the apartment's permutative, dawn birds, warm cups of coffee, slow and still, ugly pictures on the wall, the couch even, used condiment packets, uncarnal smell of uncooked beef, The ghost of Else entered the frieze, a room full of ice statues, and they walk around them and stop and discuss and marvel at the corporeal memory exhibit that was. They sit across from each other, long past talking down to them, and once more out to what's next. Chiromancers searching. If their body were Z, they'd be perfect. There was leaving in their beauty, growth setting boundary. They light cigarettes and stamp them out, the effort to put every sective's multiplicity and purpose, gluing and plastering back a broken home, still leaks in roofs, windows, and pipes, each multicellular filament thought they would one day, but never chose to relieve momentum, kept moving on and on, layer after layer, consistent apartment moisture, cross-reference hemp fungus that grows in the form of hyphae wells on paper products, cardboard, ceiling tiles, and wood, also in dust, paints, wallpaper, insulation, drywall, carpet, fabric, and upholstery. Avoidance entered through open doorways, windows, vents, and conditioning systems, each mold semi-precious. I'm sure you'll find what to do with the produce in the fridge. Yes.
I said you're going to be at the Razzmatazz, but does the ensemble want to play with me? That's a weird way to ask. Anyways, I said I wouldn't fuck around, and here we are, fucking around. Oh, are you tuned? Are you tuned to the frequency of my heart? The frequency of my heart goes. He wasn't a man or a revolving door. Southwest deserts, freight train harmonica, the warded land of rock and scrub, an American flag adorned crane idol of this decade's highway expansion project. All out and into a multi-planed house of maritime. And here he found a person-shaped doorway, and he knocked and barked and stormed, and laid siege. It was ultimate and still was unheeded. So he sat and marveled at the boundary. Thank you, Rick. At work he made copies, transcribed meeting notes, took phone calls, he made copies, took dictation, took phone calls. The hypocrite break room waiting for the coffee to boil, he stared down into the sink. His dreams weren't big enough to get corporeal. Before this, he'd been a mechanic. Before that, a busboy. Before that, he worked on a ranch. Before that, and before that, life in a vat. Booze, hangover, a small escape. If he added up all the layover, he had a free life. It's alright. It's alright. He lit a cigarette in the parking lot. The winter made the distance clear. Border town between the middle of everywhere. Minimum wage town, minimum wage mine. The bigs were getting wise that there was more juice to squeeze. The ones with spare change too old. The kids too hungry, there'd be no fight. Hangdog harmony. The urban body splinted by mountain erosion was what would be. Raw power present showed there was no reason to run. He stopped by the liquor store on the way home. He took a few pulls to get himself feeling. He hit the highway heading south to a momentum-fed piece. The radio was loud as it got. The Jawbone Factory. The sink. The bar, the drain, thrumming dive, and its synthetics in a scratch space. Full tables. Near the juke was dancing. Long-timers at the stools, high noise, confettiing. Each drinker uncomplicated themselves. Their psychological wave particle emanated to the room, collided with each other into the primeval, committed time units extinct. Everyone oblivion, he ricocheted in the orb cloud. Poets at the cocktail hour table, near enough to fear absence. Nothing but ventricle. They were stage light, maculo-nuclear fillet. The five of them sat at a corner table. The glass bore the creature they barricaded. Pentacle point spoke. These underlearned species through the spectrum of inner me. Yes, of course, the heat of X. Openness comes at a price. Foxglove fingers leak. A palace's immense dungeons in transitive boat. Then arcade, then green, then bell. It's alright, puddle on the floor. Don't worry, big. It's gonna be alright. Or it is. Oh, fish bones. Waist fervor, nerve damage. The conversation ever morphed through leaving for rounds to make water, get the jukebox to give something good. As he finished his drink in the glass at the table, it all stopped and became a photograph.
knee-deep in the river of aspect, he was sentinel to the truest abstract. Object of objects, ideas and ideas, clepsydral God, float the eight-main jar. The were, now and only, the immortal, fragile, always cause. Untenable was composure. He had an album of these snapshots he carried within him like a book of poetry. These pure seconds made every forgotten night worthwhile. When the anti-present collected and started to mail them to the floor, two punctuated their man and jammed them. An extended stay in the one-person bathroom, whining knock rhythm lines and cilia. They shot down Berman and closed out and headed to the next range. The exit door, third eye open, white noise, vital organ, iron body, gut fluid, lost dream, found it on the map, plywood, the open casket ceremony closed, the banquet tables, overflowered, grub nose, point adobe, mortuary, roof cloud, court, esophageal drip, electric horse beguile, busker, big slide, blues, ember, ash, ancestor to inert buffalo, Springfield, waste plains of rust, bare branch heartworm. Rended muscle was its surrounding space, drunk and uncity, stray hog hunt, junk food, wrapper, tumbleweed, the lamela's lice burrow out of emaciate spine sanctuary. At the bus stop shoot time, fat slobbing hole, vacant with vein, but a pile of homeless necessity, crumpled love, limo dark tinted window, parallel blanketed pour, and the fretted sidewalk the poet gathered, hyacinth in their basin heart. She was playing at the third dive, the stage just high enough to inspire the body to give in and let go to the overflow of the jaguar god. The saber-toothed shaking love dejection, rendered of being delicious prey. The shirtless guitar singer was sweating a body of water onto his stomp boxes. The bass in high heels and a miniskirt jutted in pose. The drummer stared deep beyond into the ceiling of him. And the lead wore snakeskin print bell-bottoms and a denim jacket. The tattoos on her fingers, eldritch glyphs of an extinct Neanderthal tribe who once gnawed at the folds of astral understanding. The music was so astringent and immense, a really dead sea. All the outlets gone, far so. And the intake was only in the way the mineral damned whatever wanted to live. Such an enormous noise. Not song, but gnarl. Trash can, bonfire, trans reference. After the set, the room felt dragged round, empty and used. He was happy to run into her again. She got them a few rounds with her drink tickets. They smoked cigarettes. None of it was real to him. He was a space between spaces, and she was only a representative of that. Her face and shape and flesh, every crease was a platonic cave of convex mirrors in which he received garbled semaphores. Through each millennia of cavern or river echoed, sepulchral reflections reposited, turning horizon transmogrified, each a safe space to persist. He filled the strange chamber with edible screaming which bloated like a victim until it was buoyant enough to dance in the river. They walked to his car. She lit cigarettes and told him her address. He lit the highway speed crate, cowboy free in the great wide open. He woke up standing in her kitchen, staring into the sink. Palms on cool metal, he slowly rode back into his body. It was howling. He had a pocket of memories, twisted lights and broken paraphrases. He cupped water into his hands and drank and splashed it over his face and hair. He dripped into the drain. Soon he'd be gone out into the ocean or just turned back through waste management facilities into the tap water. Either way, he would be recycled. And we're sad. Thank you. Thanks so much. Is that all? Is that all we can do? That's probably all. That feels good, right? Does everyone feel good with that? I guess so. A simple trauma, impression fervor against the current, fresh born, pre-temporal, every movement still choosing second, holding to not acknowledge, immaculate, the great baths athletic, obdurate, pronounced, ceramic soap, anti-life stench, human hooves, the great baths pleated pressure, mouthful of consonants, cellophane, streamed, glistened between stations of a body-shaped stream. breakdown of simple sugars, the great baths athletic, pleated between in molded stone, the breakdown of simple immaculate heat unflinching, the lithic generations of altars, fervoring in the still seconds holding, acknowledge the choosing, acknowledge the not choosing, movement is euhedral, above the cyst oxidized mesa, the white sun bursts to great baths, obdurate and athletic, mouthful of consonants, the human hooves, they stamp in the great baths between stations of the body, water within water, shape streamed in the streaming shape in molded film, color breathe.
Next page. Fucking up my momentum.
Tenable inhumanity. We're back. Tenable inhumanity. Raw meat November. Epistemic fervor. Still without frost audible. Conductive, cold, raw meat November. Immense atomizer. The forest barren. The forest is barren. The forest is barren. The dehydrated girders. The titanian dolmen evicted in current. Drawer of milk teeth. What affords you insist? The tenable insistence of milk. The tenable insistence of November, the tenable immensity of all that is barren, the great dehydration, see the girders of what you once were, evicted in current, the city, there forever, a drawer of milk teeth, what affords you insist. It's good enough. Thanks everyone, really, for being here.
I don't know how to end it, Amy. Is that it?